woman pulls a shopping cart using a magnet. The wife comes and asks, "Where are the groceries?" The boy says, "I don't know." The wife calls out to the policeman and says, "Catch that beggar woman." Everyone chases the beggar woman. Her dress gets stuck in barbed wire and tears. The wife pulls the dress off the wire and says, "This is her only sign." The beggar woman hides in the trash. Everyone gets tired of searching for her. The policeman says she cannot be found. The wife says, "I will only rest once I see her in jail." Everyone leaves. The beggar woman puts on a garbage sack, goes home and says, "Look, my daughter, I brought food. Now I just need to arrange your medicine." The daughter says, "Mother, you always work so hard for me." The next day, the boy takes an empty bottle from his mother and leaves. A man arrives and says, "Call the boy." The wife says, "He went outside." She goes out and calls for him, but the boy runs away with the beggar woman. The man calls the police and says, "That same beggar woman who stole our goods has taken our son." A few minutes later, the police, the man, and the wife stand outside the beggar woman's house. The wife says, "My son is inside." The policeman kicks the door open. The wife says, "You brought our son here to demand ransom." The man says, "She is the same one who stole our goods." The policeman says, "Come with me." The boy says, "Father, I gave her the goods myself, and I came with her willingly." The day before, the man said, "I will answer the call. You load the groceries into the car." The man and wife sit in the car. The beggar woman says, "Give me an empty bottle. I will sell it to spend on my sick daughter." The boy says, "Yes, you can also take this shopping cart." The beggar woman goes a bit far and pulls the cart with a magnet. The next day, the boy takes another empty bottle from his mother and goes to the beggar woman, saying, "I want to meet your daughter." The beggar woman takes the boy along. The man says, "This beggar woman has committed a crime." The policeman takes her away. The man sees the mark on the girl's hand and says, "This is our family mark." The beggar woman says, "She is not my daughter. Long ago, your wife secretly made this exchange a few years earlier." The grandfather said, "My last will is that if you have a son, my entire property will go to you." The man said, "I am not interested in your property. I only care for your well-being." 9 months later, the doctor said, "Congratulations, a beautiful daughter is born." The wife comes out carrying the baby girl. Outside in the lawn, the beggar woman leaves her son in the cart and goes to collect bottles. The wife quickly places her own daughter in the cart and takes the beggar woman's son to her husband, saying, "Now we can claim the inheritance." The beggar woman returns and says, "Oh God, who changed the child?" She says, "From that day I raised this girl as my own daughter." The man says, "I am sorry that you did this." The wife says, "I could not let your father's property go to someone else." The man says, "Officer, release the beggar woman and arrest my wife." The police take the wife away. The beggar woman says, "I cannot afford treatment for my daughter, and I cannot provide my son the life he has become used to." The man says, "You are no longer alone. I want us all to live in my house together." The beggar woman says, "Of course, I do not want to be separated from the children." The man says, "Exactly. We will live together as a family." Greed creates such a restless condition that no cure is possible. Whoever walks down this path is sure to reach destruction.